Hello and welcome to Bits and Atoms, the Grisham Robotics Founder Series. I'm your host, Elias Can, and today I've got Ksenia Sternina, co-founder and CEO of Synthetic Respondents. To get started, Ksenia, would you mind sharing a quick intro about yourself and Synthetic Respondents?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I'm Ksenia. I have a background in science, computer science. I have PhD in human-computer interaction, worked at lots of corporations, then run lots of different types of businesses, mostly in marketing and market research. And yeah, just a year ago, I came up with the idea, what if we reuse the information that we have about different types of customers and use AI technology to serve founders who are checking lots of hypotheses. So they need to do it very fast and very cheap. So right now I launched a SaaS company where you can just share your ideas or the problems that you're tackling, your potential audience, and the system, based on data that we have, will tell you, will your idea work or not?
Very nice. And we'll definitely get into some more of the product side as well. Maybe taking a step back and looking at you personally first, what kind of originally motivated you to become a founder? You mentioned being a scientist as well. Tell me more about this kind of like personal journey for you.
Yeah, sure. So actually, I think I should have been the entrepreneur right from the beginning, because that's what I've done at the age of 17. And the company that we launched, it was acquired by Google, but then I joined corporations. So I had this very long corporative path. And in parallel to that, I did my PhD and being a scientist a lot. But I always had this ideas and drive to launch something. But to be honest, I was scared to do it, because I was the only mother of my daughter. So that's the only thing that kept me in. But then 10 years ago, I decided to launch my first business in parallel with corporate work. And apparently I really loved it. And after that, I've been launching businesses again and again. So right now I have 5 operating projects, and one of them, it's my the priority Synthetic Respondents startup. But yeah, I think we are all sick people, let's say, all the founders, entrepreneurs, and you should go this way only if you think you cannot avoid it. So yeah, I found myself that I really cannot just get back to corporate work. So I'm just launching businesses.
Yeah, and 5 simultaneously. I mean, that is founder life on hyperdrive. How do you make the time to balance everything out? Like, what does that look like on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, so each time I have one as a priority. So right now, 3 of the businesses, they are operating mostly without me. So sometimes I just join as a strategic advisor, let's say. One primary is Synthetic Respondents, and another one is a social project. It's just for my soul.
Interesting. And when you say social project, it's like a community or some kind of like endeavor like that?
Yeah, I think maybe the audience will be more interested in this right now. But basically, the idea of the project is, let's make 8 billion people, so basically everyone in the earth, clap simultaneously at the same time. We're going to do it at 16th of August, first time. Why? Because we're so divided right now with the religion, the wars, and everything else. And we need to believe that we can unite as a humanity without waiting for aliens to attack us. So we can do it. So yeah, so basically it's 2 people operating right now this project, the founder, and I'm supporting the founder. And yeah, we've managed to collect 2 million people with 0 budget throughout 6-7 months.
Yeah, that's amazing. And what a unique idea to have everybody clap at once. Hopefully it doesn't, with all the force, take us off of our path around the sun with everybody clapping at once.
Gonna be all right.
We'll be all right. Interesting. Yeah, hopefully you get there. And I mean, it probably teaches a lot about the organic marketing side as well, and strategies that work.
A lot. I learned so much, and that's why actually I cannot stop doing things in parallel, because I'm learning so much in one of the projects, and I get this knowledge and then I apply to others. So yeah,
definitely. Now, focusing a bit more and coming back to Synthetic Respondents, you mentioned a little bit earlier, like a lot of your background and career has been on the market research side. So it seems to make sense what you're building here. Maybe for the audience, just so that everyone has more of the context, what are you building at Synthetic Respondents? Like, what essentially is the product there?
Sure. So one of my businesses that I started 10 years ago, it's actually the business consultancy that based on market research, user research, customer discovery, product market fit. So we've been always tackling this problem, but with the human forces. And most of the projects that we had were like, for example, you have operating business, you want to scale, and you need to understand where you should scale with where is the demand in maybe other countries or other audiences for the same thing that you were doing. So for example, we were running like studies in 15 or 20 countries. So for the customer, the answer will be go there. But we collected enormous amount of data. So it's more than 2 million hours of interviews with people around the globe, different industries. So this data set, like 5 years ago, we started to structure it, because we recognize that sometimes customers are asking the same questions, and we just know our customers, and we just know the answer, so we can move on. So we started to structure this data into data pieces. So this was very helpful for us to later on rely on this data using the AI technologies. So about a year ago, we just came up with the idea, what if we're not going to use this data internally? What if we given access to this to external people? So that's how it all started. And yeah, some time ago, about a month ago, we launched it, the first version. So you can serve yourself right now, and basically 2 cups of coffee, like $16, and you can check your idea.
Interesting. And I mean, I think it's timely in the sense that nowadays too, the barrier for going from idea to some kind of working prototype is so small. Like you could use Lovable, you could use a bunch of these other tools to even generate a product on the spot. And so the idea would be you would use Synthetic Respondents to basically try to validate what you're building
Even
if you were in the
before.
shoe. Even before.
Yeah, because right now the problem is not developing. So you can really develop like 1 or 2 days, but then it just dies. You cannot find the demand. You cannot find your customers. So you can just stop building and first figure out what to build. So where is the demand? Check your idea, clarify your idea, and then build.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's at the idea stage, and so this would be something that traditionally like humans would be doing in a review for like an agency or something like that.
Right. So normally founders, they are doing these customer interviews, but we figured throughout our customer discovery that there are founders, mostly technical, who just want to avoid it. They just don't like to do it. So they are trying to avoid it as much as possible. They're focusing on building, they build, nobody needs this, so they try to build again. Nobody needs this, and yeah, this is the circle, just because they are uncomfortable to do it. And secondly, we actually been focusing on founders, but marketing agencies and market research agencies, they come to us basically from my LinkedIn, and they are trying to build a collaboration around this, because the budgets right now, everybody cuts the budget, so they need some tools to do the same but cheaper. So yeah, we are building something around it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And yeah, that kind of discovery piece at the beginning, I'm sure it definitely can incline more towards someone who's a bit more social or more comfortable in like an interpersonal situation. And some people would prefer to kind of avoid that in general. So they can use the AI here as basically a good proxy for what a human might say in one of these interviews.
Yeah, so basically you check the idea, and later on you would need to check the value proposition, and then pricing, and then how you should position yourself, and the marketing. So it's everything around until you clarify, so this is my product market fit, this is my channels, this is how I position myself and my value proposition. Everything requires the investigation.
Yep. And you mentioned earlier, so the product is self-serve, like anybody can come in and sign up and use it?
Right.
Is there, maybe the question here would be like, for maybe larger customers, would you envision a future where they would ever want to create these different AI personas to test certain ideas specifically, and you would need to set up like their own environment for that? Or I guess, how would that work?
For the bigger corporations, we have actually, when we run the beta testing, we involve the bigger corporations too, because we have them as a customers of our business consultancy, for example, NVIDIA or Intel. So we've been approaching them, and they actually like everything. But the thing is that they need something more. For example, they've already collected lots of data. They have these folders, these nice folders, and then each time someone in the company wants an answer, they come to the market researchers and ask, so how do people do this, or do they want this? And then they start to dig into these PDFs and send 100 pages PDF, and then another person will probably forget about that. So what they need is not mostly the data we provide throughout the service, but also a feature to upload their information. And another thing, they want everything separated. So we build a structure right now for the company in a way that we have like a mother AI trained by our data, and then copies of this for each enterprise, so that they can upload their data. And it's a combination of checking ideas plus some kind of knowledge base, but easy to retrieve without each time asking your colleague. So right now we're in the process of that, but all the investors are asking me, focus. So that's why I'm now focusing on founders to prove my product market fit, and this is just the next stage.
Yeah, the focus part, and especially for you juggling a lot at once, it can probably be a bit more of a bigger task. But yeah, that product market fit hurdle is always a big early challenge for founders to cross.
100%.
Yeah, and I'm assuming, and maybe this is maybe this will break the logic of it, but maybe I'm assuming you've dog fed your platform to say, like, is the idea of what you're working on good from the AI's perspective as well?
100%. I have even a slide, the last one, that this product that built itself.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. And maybe a question about the landscape out there for this kind of, market research tool. How do you view differentiation? Like, how do you position yourself? What does that look like?
So right now, unfair advantage that we have is data and technology. Most of the companies, they have only understanding of the technology or data. There are lots of other similar business consultancy, market research agencies with the data, but they don't understand the technology. And I see them, they're messaging me daily, trying to collaborate with my business consultancy, because I see that everybody cuts the budget and they're trying to find a way what to do. So they are struggling, but they don't understand really the technology. And on the other side, founders that understand the technology, but they don't have data. We have both. So that's the primary thing. And then this is pretty much our focus right now. So we decided that right now we're focusing on technical founders who just trying to avoid to communicate to people, and we are tackling their problems. So this focus will be pretty much the differentiator.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. And maybe one last question here, and going in a little bit different of a direction. Since you've run and are running so many businesses before, I think maybe it'd be helpful for the audience, or curious to see, like, for you as an entrepreneur so far, what have been some of the best like tips or strategies for finding investors? What's worked well there? Or on the other side, like, if you were talking to someone who's just coming over to the founder side for the first time, what would you tell them to avoid?
Yeah, so in terms of raising investment, I'm not as experienced as like many other founders, because previously I just built only revenue generating businesses from day one. So that's my primary expertise. But right now, something that worked for me is when investors come to me. So if I approach them, nothing, just zero. But if I manage to attract them through whatever I share about the product, this is where the magic happens. So, and I see the proof. I don't know is it just right now or it's always been like that. But right now I can see for multiple projects that I'm operating. Yeah, even warm outreach doesn't really work. You have to do something incredible to drive attention, and then magic happens.
Yeah, maybe it's like a visibility piece, and because you have so many things out there, it only kind of grows the visibility piece for you relative to someone who's maybe working on one thing. So you just have more kind of like feelers out into the world.
Yeah, it's true. The networking is big, and yeah, maybe because I started to build social platforms way before, even without knowing why I'm doing it. I always like to write. So yeah, the audience that I have is quite big. That's why probably it happens like that for me.
Yep. And you mentioned that you've been building revenue generating businesses from day one. In the venture world, it's a bit of a scarcity to be doing that, right? Like most folks aren't generating a lot of revenue from day one. And venture dollars have been used in a way to kind of subsidize that growth early on to get to a revenue generating point. So, I mean, it sounds like for you as well, like, maybe could have been a fit for venture, but more likely, just really good personal businesses for you at the end of the day.
Yeah, the thing is that the difference is that in the revenue generated business, you don't expect them to be 100x tomorrow. For the venture type of businesses, I have to prove to investors that they can do this. Not even 10x, they expect 100x. So it's just different type. But I learned a lot honestly, yeah, it's absolutely different beast.
Yeah. Yeah, the power law in venture is very real. You need those huge outcomes to basically make the model work and the math work. And so, yeah, it's a different beast doing, and there's pros and cons to both sides. Different beasts doing a venture scale business versus a fundamentally very sound and solid business. And I think there's certainly like a romanticized piece of the venture side, but at the end of the day, like a lot of people could do very well on the good fundamental business for themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been even asked by several potential investors that time, like, why are you even doing it? Why do you need it? Why can't you just live your happy life? Yeah, and to me, it's always been a potential for growth, not only business growth, not only just the motivation to build something incredible and big, but throughout this path, I grow myself as a person a lot. So I learn a lot, have lots of challenges every day. So I'm just like, yeah, okay, complete my understanding of how world works.
Yeah. Yeah. Every day a new piece to the puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. And we're at time. I want to thank you, Ksenia, for joining me today on Bits and Atoms. It was great to have you. Lovely conversation. I won't keep you any longer. You've got a full plate of everything to be working on right now. So I'll give you the time back and let you have a great rest of the week.
Thank you so much. Thank you.